Hello again everybody and welcome to Back to Basics Gaming. We're playing Final Fantasy XIV once again and we are in the 5th dungeon called the 1000 Maws of Toto-Rak. Now, in this dungeon there really isn't much going on. It kind of reminds me of the Tamtara Deepcroft dungeon where it recycles bosses and, well, it's just kind of boring to be honest with you. But we'll get it together, we'll go through it together, and it really won't be too bad. There's really no noticeable trash here, noteworthy trash here that is really worth talking about. Pretty much just follow whatever the tank's doing and you'll be just fine. Though in this party our tank is, well, they're a little lazy when it comes to collecting ads, but we'll get into that in just a second. There is one thing though that you do want to do, and that is to focus on collecting Magitek Photocells. These photocells, as you can see back there on the left, we're going to grab that. These photocells allow us to delve deeper into the dungeon. So right here we're going to use it, and now we have spawned our first boss fight. Quarrel of Ninetales. I'm playing as my machinist again, obviously. My rotations are getting a little bit better, but still really not all that great. Well, I mean, definitely better, but yeah, still needs work. That's for sure. But anyways, back onto Quarrel of Ninetales. I believe all he really does is just kind of attack and flail about and cast poison, and that's really about it. He doesn't have any ads to summon, he doesn't have any AoEs, and he just really doesn't have much of a personality. A very, very boring boss, but, you know, what are you going to do? So here we are, just kind of checking it out, and as you can see, the tank is kind of having trouble establishing aggro, it seems, because Quarrel Ninetales seems to be bouncing back and forth between him and the ninja. But again, he's a rather easy boss, so just kind of go with it, and he'll go down with ease. As you can see, there he goes, and now here we are on to our next boss, which pretty much looks kind of familiar, right? Well, it should, because it's just the same boss again in a different room, even though it looks pretty much the same. Again, really not a big fan of this dungeon or these bosses. Well, the last boss is pretty entertaining, but there's plenty that goes wrong in that fight too. And plenty that goes wrong in this fight as well, which we're going to see. First off, this version of Quarrel Ninetales now has the ability to poison. I'm not sure if the other one did or not. I really didn't pay much attention. I guess I should do my homework a little better before doing these videos, but oh well. I'm just doing it from my point of view as a DPS. So I do know that he does take out ads. He spawns a couple of ads, and as you can see, our tank just really doesn't deem it necessary to, well, to grab them. I guess I could kite them over, but really the tank should make the ads his, well, you know, his responsibility. And so because of that, our healer ends up dying, and then in turn our tank here is going to die. Because, well, there's no one to heal him, and then there's going to be nobody to heal me either. However, fear not, because our ninja friend that we have here is going to really do us a service by busting out the limit breaker that pretty much saves my ass and takes Quarrel Ninetales down when I only have about, I don't know, just a little scratch of HP left. Thank you, ninja. Alright, now on to the last boss. Again, this run is just really kind of all over the place, and this boss really does enjoy spawning out the ads, as we will be going over. Now, this boss is a badass looking scorpion named Graffia, and he really does like to just spawn a whole bunch of junk onto the battlefield here, which we will get into right now. He's got some straightforward AoEs, really nothing to worry about there. He's got a pretty good level of defense, but as you're going to see, that's not really his strong point. His strong point is summoning out these fleshy pods that can poison you, and summoning, well, you guessed it, ads, and plenty of them too. Now right here, the tank should definitely be trying to grab these guys. Again, yeah, I could have kited them, but it really does seem that the tank doesn't even care about establishing aggro with these things. Do I sound kind of bitchy about that? Should I bitch about it? Well, I guess the jury really is out on that one, but I just kind of felt that they were being very neglectful of their responsibilities. So if you're a tank, hey, grab these ads. Although I don't know why you'd be watching this from a DPS perspective, but hey, maybe you got a tank as another character. So anyways, after taking down Graffia's HP so much, the skin falls off his tail, which sounds really, really gross. And he'll start to actually put down permanent AoEs onto the battlefield. You want to focus your attention from Graffia's main body to his tail. The tail has a very, very low HP and defense, so it should go down relatively fast. It's really not a big deal. Once the tail's down, you can go right back to delivering the punishment to Graffia's himself. So it seems that right before we took his tail out, he spawned another pool of poison or acid or whatever. But I don't know, maybe that's the minimum that he's able to spawn out here, and well, just don't stand in it. Now here come a couple more ads. Again, the tank really isn't interested in that. Not sure why, considering that they're right next to him, but you know, hey. It seems that he's got some sort of control on them, but the healer really does seem to be having their work cut out for them as well. So we're going to go on ahead and we're going to end Graffia's life here and just kind of be done with this ugly fight. I just felt it could have went a lot easier, but hey, you know what? We can't have them all be masterpieces, now can we? So with that being said, Graffia's really shouldn't pose much of a threat. Just give out a commendation, grab your loot, and as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and thank you for helping me get back to the basics, and we will see you next time.